Have you ever stopped at a red light and just wondered, why red? Why not blue or yellow or green? It feels like such a basic, universal rule, but where did it come from? This simple question will take us on a journey through centuries of art, science, and public safety. It's a story of visibility, psychology, and a global consensus that literally keeps our world moving by stopping it. Welcome to Origin of Things, the show where we unravel the surprising pasts of everyday things. Today, we're hitting the brakes to explore why red means stop, the color that halts millions of cars, signals danger from a distance, and commands our immediate attention. Long before the first car ever rolled onto a street, the color red already had power. Think about it. Ancient civilizations associated red with fundamental primal forces: blood, fire, life, and sacrifice. In art and religion, red was the color of passion, power, and often peril. It's a color that screams for attention, a bold and loud signal that's impossible to ignore. So, even before traffic lights existed, the idea that red meant pay attention was already deeply embedded in the human psyche. Fast forward to the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The age of the automobile is dawning, and suddenly, cities are buzzing with these new, fast-moving machines. Chaos was the word of the day. To prevent constant collisions, engineers and lawmakers had to come up with a system of rules. A key question was, what color means stop and what means go? Believe it or not, the first stop signs weren't always red. Some were yellow, others were white, and they came in all sorts of different shapes. The definitive switch to red only happened when technology caught up, specifically when fade-resistant red paints and durable, reflective materials finally became widely available and affordable. Before that, red pigments would quickly fade in the sun, turning pink or orange and losing their impact. So why was red worth waiting for? It all comes down to science. Red light has the longest wavelength of all the colors in the visible spectrum. This physical property is incredibly important because it means red light can travel further through the atmosphere. It cuts through dust, fog, rain, and the dim light of dawn and dusk much more effectively than other colors. From a practical standpoint, this makes it the most reliable color for a safety signal. But it's not just physics. Psychologically, red is a superstar. It stands out dramatically against most natural backgrounds: green trees, blue skies, gray pavement. This high contrast makes it instantly recognizable, day or night, ensuring its message of stop is received loud and clear. Naturally, other colors were considered. Why not green for stop? Well, green is calming and associated with safety, but it's also the color of nature. A green sign could easily get lost against a backdrop of trees and foliage. What about white? A white light could be mistaken for a regular street light, a reflection, or even a broken signal. Blue also has issues with visibility, especially from a distance. So, red ultimately won the role of stop because it is the least likely to be confused, the most visible in poor weather conditions, and it carries that essential psychological punch of urgency and danger. It's the perfect color for a command that requires an immediate, unthinking reaction. Throughout the 20th century, as car travel exploded, countries began to standardize their traffic rules. In the United States, the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, or MUTCD, was created to set a national standard. This manual officially designated the octagonal red sign with white letters as the mandatory stop sign. Similar regulatory bodies across the globe followed suit, and by the mid-1900s, the red octagon had become the near-universal symbol for stop. This standardization was a massive leap forward for road safety, ensuring that drivers, no matter where they were from, would instantly recognize the command and act accordingly. Of course, this global adoption didn't happen overnight. Some countries were slower to switch to red signs, often due to the cost or limited availability of the right materials. Culture also plays a fascinating role. In some societies, red symbolizes luck, prosperity, or love, while in others, it's almost exclusively a sign of warning. But despite these different cultural meanings, the specific instruction of stop in a traffic context has become one of the most powerful and widely understood conventions in the modern world. It's a rare example of a symbol that has transcended language and cultural barriers to mean the exact same thing to billions of people. Today, red's job as a high-priority alert goes far beyond stop signs. Think about the brake lights on the car in front of you, the flashing lights of an ambulance or fire truck, or the little red warning icons that pop up on your phone or computer. All of these rely on our deeply conditioned, almost instinctual response to the color red. Modern technology has only enhanced its power. Bright LED signals, highly reflective materials, and digital displays continue to use red for the most critical alerts, all because designers and engineers know it as the fastest way to get our attention and trigger a quick reaction. And there's even more science behind it. Some studies have shown that simply seeing the color red can temporarily increase our heart rate and heighten our sense of attention, physically priming us for action. It's so crucial that traffic engineers meticulously test different shades of red, their luminance, and the reflectivity of the paint to maximize safety. Here's a fun fact to prove the point. For years, some of the earliest stop signs in the US were actually yellow with black letters. Why? Because at the time, yellow was more visible at night, and as we mentioned, a truly durable, fade-resistant red enamel just hadn't been invented yet. Ultimately, this isn't just a fun trivia fact about a color. It's about life and death. Using the wrong color or an unclear signal can and does lead to accidents. The consistency of red means stop is what allows our complex traffic systems to function. Tourists driving in a foreign country, new drivers just learning the rules, and even people with certain types of color blindness rely on the predictable shape and color of a stop sign to navigate safely. This principle has even bled into our digital lives. In app design and user interfaces, red is the universal color for delete, error, and critical alerts, a digital inheritance of a century-old traffic convention. So, the next time you find yourself waiting at a red light, take a moment to appreciate the history behind it. You're not just obeying a law or following a habit. You're participating in a system built from centuries of art, psychology, and scientific discovery, all distilled into a single, powerful color decision. Thanks for watching Origin of Things. If this made you see the color red in a whole new light, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what everyday symbol or object do you want us to uncover next?